Hello and welcome to Santo Domingo. My name is Yana and you're watching Curves on the Road. In today's video we will be in the capital of the Dominican Republic. We will check the sites around the historical center and we'll show you where you can eat around here as well. Imagine being a famous discoverer just for your statue to become the perch for the pigeons. Behind me is the statue of the Christopher Columbus. Actually, he thought he landed in India. We thought he landed in America, but in fact, he landed here in Dominican Republic. Go to Santo Domingo, they said. The weather will be lovely, they said. But actually, call me crazy, but I prefer this to the scorching heat. In the morning it was rather sunny and I was dying. Now that it's a little bit cooler and the raindrops cool you off, much better for me. I like it. These little trains will take you around the city day and night. This is a statue of Maria de Toledo. She was wife of Christopher Columbus's firstborn son. And she's overlooking Pantheon de la Patria. We're in the National Pantheon. It's a building built in the early 18th century by the Jesuits. And once the Jesuits were expelled, it served lots of different purposes. It was a theater, municipal building, it even was a warehouse for tobacco. And now it's free of charge to enter and you can come have a look around. The purpose of the gargoyles on the buildings was to be rainwater spouts and also to ward off evil spirits. We have witnessed the first purpose with our own eyes, and the evil spirits, we can only hope. After Christopher Columbus's arrival on the island in 1492, Santo Domingo became the site of the first cathedral, hospital, customs houses, and university in the Americas. One of the first stone buildings in town. We're in the Colonial Zone. This is the oldest part of the city. We're roaming around and we're checking the sites. It's time to drive a little bit and get some lunch. We have ordered some spaghetti bolognese and something that looked like decomposed guacamole, and in the menu it was avocado salad. And for better digestion, there's always rum. The Cathedral of Santa Maria la Menor is the first and oldest cathedral in the Americas. It was completed in 1550. This is Casa de Torr, and this is a museum of the 19th century Dominican family. Santo Domingo was laid out on a great pattern that became the model for almost all town planners in the New World. In 1990, the colonial city of Santo Domingo became part of the World Heritage UNESCO sites. The whole center is easily walkable in one day. If you want to see all the museums and attractions, of course it might take longer, but I would say 1 to 2 days should be enough. But only when the night falls is when you can experience the real Latin American vibe. The historical center is beautifully lit and it's usually full of tourists, so it should be quite safe. But always be mindful about your surroundings, as anywhere in the world. My paintings by numbers. We had a local to show us where to go. Absolutely the best part of the day, a dinner. And I'm not saying it just because it's food and I love food, but I tried Dominican food for the first time in my life, and boy was I missing out. For lunch, we just had pasta, bolognese, well, that's not Dominican at all. And I was a little bit worried to try the local food, but for dinner we were like, let's do it. We're sitting at the restaurant overlooking the oldest cathedral in the Americas, and I was worried it's going to be too touristy, and we ordered mofongo. For those of you who know, maybe I'll be explaining it completely ridiculously, but for those of you who are like me who have heard it the first time in their life, mofongo is basically mashed plantain with some crunchy pork and maybe something else and a super garlicky sauce, and we ordered some shrimps and chicken with it, and boy was it good. I mean, who would have thought that banana and pork together would work so well? Honestly, you have to try mofongo if you come to Dominican Republic.
Madre nos me diera, si me arrullara cariñosa entre sus brazos, son las mujeres para mí la vida entera, parte importante de mis triunfos y fracasos.
For this next attraction, we had to hop in the car and get a little bit outside of the center. Christopher Columbus died here, and his tomb, his humble little tomb, is over there. Is the body of Christopher Columbus in that tomb? Well, that's questionable. You see, they repatriated his remains to Spain, but then there was a war and they were moving his remains from the continent to continent, and eventually both Dominican Republic and Spain claim they have the authentic remains of Christopher Columbus. Well, we're here in Dominican Republic, so we'll see the tomb here. The entry fee is really cheap, less than $4. And here we are. This is the tomb of the Colon. This whole place is called a Lighthouse of Colon, but yeah, it's mainly the last resting place of Christoph Columbus. Well, so they say. It's called a lighthouse because it features projecting beams of light that form a cross shape, and it's so powerful that it can be seen even from neighboring Puerto Rico. The building is cross-shaped and it should represent the Christianization of the Americas. The Spanish authorities have proven through DNA tests that they have the authentic Columbus remains. The Dominican authorities, however, didn't allow the same DNA test, so it is not proven that they have the remains here. But it's not impossible. You know those travelers, they always have one leg somewhere in the world. I should probably mention here that the figure of Christoph Columbus is a little bit controversial. Of course, when in the 15th century the settlers arrived in Americas, they were not exactly nice to the indigenous people who already lived here, and I think I'm using very weak language. So don't be surprised when you get very mixed reaction when mentioning the name. That's maybe why part of this museum is dedicated to different culture, to the indigenous cultures all over the world, and it's very interesting to see different artifacts from all over the world. And they even had one living exhibit in the Brazilian section. Right at the monument there is like a huge parking lot, so I don't think you'll have a problem parking, and it's for free, so go right ahead. So that's it. That's the whole video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, why don't you give me a thumb up, and you can subscribe to my channel. I upload every Sunday. Thank you very much for watching. Have an amazing rest of your day, and bye!